I'm Ed Hatley. I've been in Lincoln now for about 40 years, so I feel like I'm almost a native. Went to Appalachian State, got a BS, master's in EDS from there. Was with the schools. Retired from the school system, started as a teacher, was an assistant principal. I can vouch that Todd was a successful, well, fairly successful student at East Lincoln, because I was his principal. But was at East Lincoln, Iron Station, and Northbrook as principal, and then later served at the county office for 17 years. Was curriculum and then associate superintendent. The reason why I'm just completing my first term, my first 4 years on the school board. I'm seeking re-election to District 3. The main reason is I have devoted my life to education and to the kids in Lincoln County, and feel like I can be of assistance to parents, students, and teachers, and want to continue that. Fairly active in the community. Have served on the planning board and board of adjustments. Currently on the ABC board. They don't give free samples, so have tried to stay as active as possible in my retirement.
Thank you all. This is a question for BOE candidates. BOE sets its own ethics policies and has its own ethics enforcement, if any. So it's bound by its own willingness of its own members to actually not only develop it, but make it stick, have it happen. And 3 incumbents and 1 former BOE member who are running this November have been embroiled in some ethics controversies. And I'd like to know how each of you would propose to hold your fellow board members accountable for the ethics policy that's written, already existing in the book.
Yeah, and ethics is one of those things where that it's very difficult, even though there is a policy on it. Personal interpretation comes into play a lot of the times, and with ethics on the board, George is right. It's up to us to police our own, and with that, I would hope that with this board or any elected board or any elected position, that they will consider ethics as an important part of their role.
And for BOE again, if you have BOE experience, what outcomes can you point to specifically that you personally initiated to improve education in Lincoln County schools? If you do not have BOE experience, what will you propose specifically to improve education in Lincoln County schools?
Said I am completing the first 4 years on the board, and one of the things, and he's sitting in the audience right now, Bob Silver and I have worked closely with county commissioners and George Wood in sharing responsibility, and it saves. One thing that I can say for Bob, if there's a buck to be saved, he's there, but he wants our fair share out of it. And we've worked closely with them with shared responsibilities, the phone system, the mechanical for their vehicles, and different shared responsibilities like that. Why we haven't done that for years, I don't know. Each operated independently. But now we've got a good working relationship, and I would like to take full credit for it, but I can't. Bob has really done a lot of work with that. Also, one of the things, and Tony had mentioned this, whenever I first came on board, I was the policy guru or the policy committee. And we did go through a codification of the school board policies. And codification basically is that it relate with does relate directly with state law, federal law, and also cuts out repetitions within our own policy where there were conflicts in there. So we've been very active with that. I've served as chair for the last 2 years, and that has been an experience. And I think with serving as the chair, one of my main things has been, let's put politics aside. School boards should never operate as Republican, Democrat, or whatever. Once that we're in the boardroom, you may have your politics outside the boardroom, but whenever it comes to decisions for kids, it's best to leave politics outside.